Hello, welcome to the Mandela Effect equals knowledge. My name is DuFay, and I'm experiencing the Mandela Effect and have for several years now. And I look at it as an education. The Mandela Effect is a teacher. It's showing us things that have always been, yet never known. Things like the fact that our soul is in this quantum entangled universe, if you will. But this, we like to keep it within the Milky Way galaxy. It's showing us that we have realities throughout the Sagittarius arm and Orion spur or Orion inner arm, depending on what reality you're in. But it's showing us that it's it's distance that separates our realities, not dimensions. That's not to say there's other dimensions. Of course there is, but the Mandela effect is showing us that in this one dimension we have multiple realities, and it's explaining so many things we've always wondered about. I mean, I always wondered why we get that sensation of deja vu. And here we're looking at the dictionary Oxford Languages, and deja vu, which is a French for already seen, and it's a noun, and it's a feeling. The description is a feeling of having already experienced the present situation. I like that description because that's what it is. We've all felt like we walked into a room for the first time, and we get this incredible sensation that we've been there before. Yet we know we haven't. But the Mandela effect, being the teacher and showing us how life has always been, this quantum entanglement, the basic fundamental foundation of existence is this quantum entanglement. And our souls are more remarkable than we could have ever imagined. They are splintered and fractured into infinite portions, and each portion is fiercely independent, yet constantly connected on a subconscious level. Now that's really important because that there lies the deja vu and the explanation of the deja vu. So it helps us to understand and easily explain why we get deja vu, because there's some realities with replica versions of ourselves that are 75,000 light years away. Now that's trillions and trillions of miles. I mean, you could take every tree on planet Earth and count it as a mile, and it's beyond that. I mean, we're talking inconceivable vast distances, but yet this quantum entanglement that knows no boundaries, it reaches that far. So we have, and we know this because we were there. That's where this portion of our soul originated, many of us. And we've been on this, I believe the quantum entanglement is going through a superposition, what physicists are describing. And then that's a time when our soul is basically in flux and is basically shifting into other replica versions of ourselves that has always existed, and that's the really incredible thing. So, just by realizing that and understanding that we have these realities, I believe it's infinite. But let's just say it's a finite number of realities within the Milky Way galaxy. And like I said, these vast distances, even though those realities are on super Earths where the time is 50% faster, which proves that time is irrelevant because those Earths are, every Earth is going to be calibrated to its size. The time is calibrated by human beings, and it's always based on one full revolution. And that's the amazing thing. That's a whole nother video. Basically, all the Earths rotate on their axis at the same speed. And we can easily assume this because the Milky Way galaxy as a whole rotates at the same speed, regardless if it's on the tip, of the arm, any particular arm, or close to the galactic center, it's actually contradicts Kepler's laws of physics, but it does. It's known to, so we have to assume that all the planet Earths spin at the same speed. So with human calibration, the time varies considerably from Earth to Earth because of the size of the Earth. So that proves that time, but basically that could, that and the vast distances, even though our realities are doing all the same, exact same thing you are doing for the most part, and you're doing exactly what the other versions of yourself, replica versions of yourself, are doing in other realities. It's virtually instantaneous, especially with the realities that are closer, like 5 light years or 1 light year. And even that is a distance that we can never reach. Even if we did, like if they sent out probes to go to these exoplanets, and those exoplanets are other realities, other Earths, those, you know, their other realities are going to send out probes as well, and they're just going to wind up coming back. Each Earth, it's going to get the probe coming back, and it's going to be from another reality, but they're going to be confused because they're going to think that their probe came back. It's going to be very confusing until they realize that it was sent from another reality, which they might be able to do by examining the probe, because there might be slight variations in the construction. Because we do see variations and differences in these realities. That's how we know we shifted. But getting back to deja vu, it's just by the fact that we have these other realities doing it, walking into that same room. Every one of your replica versions of yourself are walking into that room, and some are, and it's instantaneous for the most part, as we understand it. But galactically, there has to be a delay when we're talking about these inconceivable distances, even though this quantum entanglement is maintained as much as possible all the time. There's going to be delays, hiccups, things like that. But for the most part, every reality is identical, and I know that's true in my case. I know it's, my case is not typical, I know that. But every reality that I've that my soul portion, the one I was born with, the one I'll have for the rest of my life, is the realities are always virtually identical, except for, the variations and differences, which I've made, we've all probably come to expect. Those of us that understand that we have these multiple realities. Basically, this is all based on a theory that we have a parallel existence on a multitude of Earths. And what's nice about that theory is it literally explains everything. That's why we can explain deja vu in 15 minutes. Now, not being told this or by anything or anybody here, it's just obvious. To me, it's very obvious, especially once you develop a attitude where you see that the Mandela Effect is a teacher and it's not some sinister phenomenon. It's a phenomenon indeed. It's definitely the most incredible phenomenon, in my opinion, that's ever occurred in human history. I believe it's the prophecy in Revelation chapter 10, verse 7, the sacred secret will be revealed before the seventh angel sounds its trumpet. Now, I believe that's the Mandela Effect, because some translations actually say that it's going to be good news. And to me it is, because it's what it's revealing by letting us experience this by our soul and its many, many portions of being in that superposition and being allowed to go into other realities that have always existed. And it's remarkable. It helps you understand why we humans do the things we do. It's remarkable. But it explains deja vu. Again, because of the vast distances. And you're all walking into that room. There's bound to be a delay. I always liken it to a roll of film. Each frame is a reality of our life. There's always going to be a reality with you in it that has always existed, with everything you've known, that is a step behind you and a step ahead of you, just like the film, each frame. So with that knowledge, And what the Mandela Effect is teaching us, by allowing us to go into these other realities, it helps us to understand why we get deja vu. Because you feel like you walked in that room and you don't know you didn't. The reality is you did. Some of the versions of yourself, no doubt, were a fraction of a second ahead of you and had reached that room and giving all the portions of your soul that sensation of deja vu. And because the soul portions get it, is because of that connection, that quantum connection that will always maintain as much as possible. And you're always, you're doing whatever they're doing whatever you're doing. It's as simple as that. There's no leading soul portion taking the lead. There's one that perhaps walked into that room before you're in their reality, before you did in your reality. But even that one will get that sensation of deja vu simply because of that connection that on the subconscious level. So the Mandela Effect is teaching us so many things. We know what deja vu is. It's incredible. We can see here, what does it really mean? Deja vu is a common intuitive experience that has happened to many of us. The expression is derived from the French meaning already seen. When it occurs, it seems to spark our memory of a place we have already been, a person we have already seen, or an act we have already done. They don't know why we get that. Of course, they say it's our memory. Perhaps we were in a similar situation prior and forgot and things like that. They simply have no explanation because they're not experiencing the Mandela Effect like most people around us. That's why this reality to them is as this always been. Nothing has changed or different. But it is for us because we came from another reality. And they haven't, so you have to experience it to get the lesson that it's made, intended to do. So we know why we get deja vu, because there's realities of yours in a different, light years away, that may have been a second ahead of you, maybe even 30 minutes, who knows, because of the vast distances. Again, many of us came from a reality that's 75,000 light years from this reality, this Earth. I call these Orion dwarf Earths. They're so small. Those ones on the outer tip of the Sagittarius arm are behemoths. Super Earths, Sagittarius super Earths, I call them. They're remarkable. Again, the time's 50% fast. I'm going to do a whole video about that. Try to do it in 15 minutes. I was going to set a timer on this and I forgot. But you can go on and on. Again, deja vu is easily explained by what the Mandela Effect is teaching us. We know why we get that. We know we have realities ahead of us, tens of thousands of light years away. We know we have realities that are virtually identical, that are maybe perhaps a light year away, but still that's a distance that's unreachable by today's technology. Again, they are finding these exoplanets, and how many of those are Earths? You look up at the night sky, you see Orion's belt. Those stars have planets around them. How many of those are Earths? How many realities look up at our sun and see it as a star, perhaps in the belt of Orion, in their reality? So they're going, in every reality you're going to see the same thing. Of course, there's going to be variations and differences. The larger the scale, the more variations and differences there's going to be. And the smaller the scale, the less. And of course, there are realities that will vary considerably, like realities where there are, the editors and things like that on movies. They're going to have many variations in their reality. And that's why we see variations and differences in movies and things like that. But anyway, deja vu is very simply explained by what we're experiencing with the Mandela Effect, telling us and showing us that we obviously have who knows how many different realities we have always been in. I mean, that's remarkable. That's why I like to say that it's revealing things that have always been, yet never known. Even the dinosaurs had a parallel existence. Even they, no doubt, experienced deja vu, because of their split, fractured, and splintered soul that is in portions and replica versions. And we know that this is true because the fossil record is on every Earth. And if the past didn't have this parallel existence, we wouldn't even be here, or we wouldn't exist. So it's always been like this, and the Mandela Effect is revealing it. That's why I think it's the sacred secret, or some translations say it's the mystery of God, is being revealed. And it is indeed the Mandela Effect, because it is a phenomenon that cannot be proven. We can only, understand what it's teaching us. We will never be able to tell, academia or astrophysicists or physicists what the quantum entanglement is all about. They're getting close to understanding. Again, wait till they find out those exoplanets are Earths with them on it. Wait till they find out that. That's going to be remarkable. Perhaps some they may even know about this, sacred secret, if you will, this the multiple realities that exist throughout the Milky Way galaxy that are virtually identical. Of course, with the geological differences because of the Earth size variations. I remember the Americas being lined up. I remember a continent on the North Pole called Antarctica. I remember many different, things, and of course they couldn't change overnight. That's why we have to get that word out of our vocabulary. Things are not changing; they're just different. So with that, I thank you for watching. I mean, deja vu. I mean, I didn't. Nobody told me. I'm not some mastermind. I didn't even finish high school. I'm just getting an incredible education from experiencing the Mandela Effect, and I hope that you are as well. And I thank you for watching, and we'll talk at you later. Love you.